At least, he would have chopped Sir Tetbenon in half, if Hano hadn't leapt ahead, raised katana, held it horizontally above him, his right hand clasping the hilt and his left palm cushioning the flat of the blade. The axe bounced off katana with a clang so loud it hurt my teeth to hear it.
"I cannot allow you to hurt Sir Tetbenon. We need to get to the surface, Sir Lasard. Please give way."
Sir Lasard answered with his axe, aiming a slice at Hano's neck. Hano ducked while Sir Tetbenon hastily crawled back off the bridge. Hano drew wakizashi and moved even faster than Sir Lasard. With the longer katana he would aim sweeping swipes at Sir Lasard, who was steadily forced back. Anytime Sir Lasard attempted to chop Hano with his great axe, Hano would turn the blow aside with wakizashi. As they fought on, Sir Lasard grew tired. His dodges grew slower. Hano's cuts with katana were no longer hitting thin air, but instead biting his thick armour. Katana clanged off Sir Lasard's breastplate. For a while, it had looked like Hano had the upper hand, but he couldn't find a chink in that armour, and Sir Lasard carefully protected his neck from Katana's long reach. Both Free to Think and I noticed that the rushing noise that had been constantly in the background in the cave had gotten steadily louder. Free to Think looked down below the bridge into the still water below. Only it was no longer still. It was rippling and rising. Water was rushing in, and it had begun to climb toward the bridge.
"Sir Tetbenon, was it raining when you entered the cave?"
Free to Think asked.
Yes, it has been raining heavily all month. Why do you ask?
Sir Tetbenon said.
"No!"
Free to Think shouted. She glanced around at the walls and ceilings. She looked panicked. She looked at me.
"Your eyes will be better than mine in the dark. That ledge, high up in the rock on the other side of the bridge. Could 5 of us sit up there?"
She asked. I told her we could. Free to Think ran to the bridge. Sir Lasard and Hano had been fighting for around 10 minutes. They were standing 3 paces apart, gasping and wheezing with their weapons lowered, watching each other carefully, and wheezing.
"Sir Lasard, Hano, you must both stop fighting. We will all drown soon if we don't get to higher ground,"
Free to Think shouted.
"Heavy rain has built up and this cave is going to flood. That rushing noise is the water approaching."
Even as Free to Think pleaded, the rushing noise grew louder. It was becoming hard to hear her, and there was a loud echoing coming from the passage ahead. My eardrums felt like they were being painfully squeezed.
"That might be, Pig, but I will not abandon my duty."
Sir Lasard spoke in between heaving breaths. He never took his eyes off Hano.
"You are both brave and loyal, Sir Lasard. You've proved that today, but your duty to your master doesn't continue when they're dead. We killed your master when he attacked us earlier. It was an honourable fight, so you have no reason to seek revenge. Your code doesn't demand that you die. Your obligation ended when they did."
Free to Think was shouting as loud as she could. Her voice was a high-pitched piggish squeal. The rushing noise was now so loud that we couldn't hear Lasard from across the bridge. He paused, thinking. We saw him lower his axe and slowly walk toward Hano, who sheathed both his swords. We ran to them.
"What can we do, Free to Think?"
Hano puffed.
"That ledge might be high enough, but how to get up there?"
Free to Think pointed up at the wall to the left over the bridge with her snout.
"Climb on me,"
Sir Lasard announced. He, being by far the tallest, marched up just below the ledge, set his legs and stretched his hands up so he grasped the ledge with the tops of his palms. We could climb up Sir Lasard's back and shoulders and reach the ledge. I quickly scampered up his back and jumped onto the ledge.
"What the?"
Sir Lasard said. Then Hano carefully climbed up Sir Lasard's shoulders and reached the ledge.
"Thank you, Sir Lasard,"
he said. I could now see a strengthening torrent racing from the doorway across the bridge. Cold, dark water was creeping from below the cliff edge and crawling toward us. Next came Free to Think, who needed Sir Tetbenon to help her up Sir Lasard's shoulders, and then Hano to pop her onto the ledge. Sir Tetbenon was last, and he looked at Sir Lasard and then to the bridge, which had become a pontoon. He looked down at his toes and he realised that he was ankle deep in water. He yelped and jumped onto Sir Lasard's back, who groaned. Sir Tetramnon clambered up Sir Lasard's back and leapt up onto the ledge. He fell short and was holding on by the mere tips of his fingers. The water had now reached Sir Lasard's knees.
You'll now have reason to be grateful for my bucket,
Sir Lasard grunted. He crouched down and then sprang up toward the unarmoured and struggling backside of Sir Tetramnon and hit him with the top of his bucket. Sir Tetramnon was sent sprawling onto the ledge, where Hano helped it right himself and make room for Sir Lasard, who jumped again out of the water and promptly pulled himself up.
Thank you, Sir Lasard,
Sir Tetramnon growled. Sir Lasard bowed his head in recognition. There was barely enough space on that narrow ledge for a man to sit with his back very straight. We sat there with our legs dangling and watched the water rise further. It was black, and we could feel the chill from where we sat. The water rose, slowly. There was nowhere to run. There was nothing to do but sit there and hope.